Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Hendersonville, where your beliefs are embraced, your values are respected, your priorities are important. As our mission statement says, we are an inclusive community of faith for all ages that gathers in covenant to what? Celebrate life in all its joy and mystery, inspire journeys of truth and meaning, and engage in the practice and service for love, justice, and peace. I'm Jan Parton, your worship associate this morning, and this service is brought to you by the Green Team. Rodina Gonzalez will be leading the service. And in her own words, I want to read to you a little bit about Rodina, in case I didn't know some of this. I grew up in the Army, and there were always woods in which I roamed. I have always felt more at home in the woods than in a house, and feel a certain disconnect without my natural nature break. I became concerned about the climate quite young when I overheard a conversation my parents were having with friends. My dad said, "One day the ocean will be in our front yard." Where did you live?
Harnett County,
Where's that?
close to Fort Bragg.
Okay. I wondered what would cause that to happen and went on to research the answers that eventually led to the awareness that the earth was warming at a faster rate than ever before, and doing so because of humans. I thought if humans started it, they can stop it. We especially welcome guests and first-time visitors, and if you're returning for the first time after a long time away. And we hope you'll join us downstairs for coffee and conversation after the service. I have a few announcements. The first one, I don't know if you noticed in the lobby a picture of our beloved Catherine Price. Bill Elder took that photo. He was a fabulous, still is, a fabulous photographer, although he's happily retired from that, I believe. Anyway, he took it, framed it, and it's sitting there right now. It's going to be hanging probably in the downstairs, in the hall, what do you call it? Stairwell, thank you. That's a hard word for me. It will be hanging, but we wanted to make sure everybody saw it and enjoyed it before we do hang it there. Also, I wanted to announce that this is an announcement from Charlie. The Council of Committee meetings, if you are involved in that, will be upstairs. It'll be up here. And just a reminder that our outreach collection is going toward Migrant Emergency Fund during the month of April. And I think there is something about it in your bulletin if you want to read more about it. From Judy B., the social justice team, would you like to come up now or no? Okay, she's got something she wants to include. Okay. The social justice team invites you to sign a petition to Senator Thom Tillis, telling him that we expect him to use his influence and vote to 1, save and adequately fund the U.S. Department of Education, 2, protect Medicaid and SNAP resources, 3, halt the $1.1 trillion tax cuts that threaten vulnerable populations. Look for a team member with a clipboard downstairs after the service. She also says, a member of the Public School Strong will deliver the petition in person to Senator Tillis on May the 1st. Mayday. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And this message is from Claudia, membership chair. Visitors, new members, and friends are invited to a getting to know you chat today after the service during the coffee hour at a table at the Orange Bench in the Fellowship Hall. It's a chance to get acquainted with one another and for an informal Q&A on questions you may have about UUFH. So please join her if you'd like to learn a little bit more. Even if you're not new and you'd like to join in, I'm sure she would enjoy having you. That is Claudia. And we have a small change in our music. The prelude we are exchanging the prelude for the interlude. So the prelude will be So Make a Change. And this was written, composed by Jenna. And the interlude will be Oneness of Everything by Jim Scott, one of our beloved musicians, UU musicians. So Jenna, take it away, my dear.
Good morning. It is time to make a change. We've got to show up and help each other. It is time to make a change. We've got to show up, help one another. Look to see what's in common, not the problem. Find the thread that connects us. Reach for the love in your heart, it's a start. Find a link, pull us together, not apart. It is time to make a change. We've got to lead with compassion and love. The time is now to make a change. Be the example and rise above. Do the change. We've got to be the change. Make the change. We've got to be the change.
And now for lighting of the chalice. When Unitarian Universalists light our chalice, we show what happens when we harness the power of fire. Fire is one of our world's most sacred elements, perhaps because it always causes change. Fire warms and feeds us. Fire destroys and eliminates us. Fire reveals and illuminates. Fire helps us see and survive. We need change. We need warmth and sustenance. And we need a bright new path for ourselves and our world. May this cup of fire be a symbol today of our passion, our care, our brilliance in the face of great need. Like fire, we are powerful. Like fire, we create change. So it may be. May it be so.
And now, if you would like to rise, if in body or spirit, willing or able, if you like, to sing centering hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning. See
didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was there. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. I wanted to make it go away. I shooed it, I scowled at it, I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallows me up? What if my problem sneaks up on me and gets me? What if it takes away all my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this, and I worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the bigger it got. The more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was. I discovered it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely, because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore, because I know their secret. Every problem has an opportunity, something good. You just have to look for it. All right, now we're going to wait for some instructions, and then we'll go on downstairs.
Okay, now it's time for our joys and concerns. Ours is a sharing community where our joys are amplified, a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. We take this moment to reflect on our joys and sorrows and acknowledge the mutual support in our community. So let's have the children come forward and place a stone in the water. And now, if you have a joy or a concern, please come forward down the center aisle and place a stone in the water. We'll add one last stone for those joys and concerns that were not expressed but nonetheless important.
We got a little out of order here, but don't worry, you're getting the full thing. My name is Rodina Gonzalez. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I'm a 5'3" pale-skinned woman with long gray hair. Today I am wearing a blue blouse, and I acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded lands of the Cherokee and Catawba. From beyond the playful summer clouds, beyond the earth's thin blue line, from beyond the bright moon and meteor showers, we hear the call to look and listen carefully, to turn away from the world that buys and sells happiness, to fully experience the luring whisper of your heart's truth. Why not today? Why not now? We are here, we are here and together at home in this evolving place, home in this ever-changing breath and body, home in this dewy morning, even as it reaches toward the hot high noon. We hear the call from far beyond and deep within, and we do not hear it alone. Come, let us worship together. Let us now join our voices energetically in song. Please rise as you are willing and able and turn to hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
We did that.
We did that?
We did.
No wonder we got out of order.
It's okay. It's all good. We're
It's
ready
all
for
good.
prayer and meditation.
Reading is next.
I think prayer and meditation, yes?
The reading is next.
Oh, you did the prayer and meditation.
No, I did the call to worship,
Yeah, you did the call to worship. I'm doing the reading.
and she's going to do the reading.
So we missed the prayer and meditation. Did we do the prayer and meditation? Is it?
The reading. Some stories begin once upon a time or long, long ago, but other stories begin here and now. Those stories don't always have a clear direction. Sometimes they don't even have a clear beginning. What they do have is possibility. Those are stories still in the making, stories that have yet to be fully written, stories with the potential to create change for good or ill. We won't know how the story ends until we get there, but we can decide what words we use to write those stories. Words like hope, kindness, gratitude, peace, courage, perseverance, joy, and love. Above all else, love.
Lights. Thank you. Now is our time for meditation. I invite you to settle back onto your chair, plant your feet firmly on the floor, close your eyes, and relax. Take a deep breath in and out. Let your out breath be longer than your in breath. Again, breathe in and out. Last time, breathe in and out. Imagine for this moment that peace has erupted on earth, that everyone has enough to eat, that all communities are thriving, that the world comes together in times of natural disaster. Humans have made space for wild things to thrive. Can you feel the peace or joy? Can you smell the perfume of nature? Can you taste the sweetness of cooperation? Can you hear the birds, the children playing? Can you see the clear sky, the abundant food, the friendliness of strangers? Sit for a moment and contemplate this world. I invite you to hold on to this imagined reality and visit it often. But for now, slowly come back to the present. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and open your eyes.
Hello, I'm so grateful to be back here with you all today. And I chose this song to go with the theme that Rodina is speaking about today, and asked Sally to join me in singing this song called The Oneness of Everything. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love's expanding, the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything. Still, we seek to find the truth that we may understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and immeasurable time and space in a overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years spring and hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing. Yeah, the oneness of everything. Yes, the oneness of everything.
Thank you, Jenna and Sally. I am so happy to be here today on behalf of the Green Sanctuary 2030 team and the Social Justice team. The love that lives at the center of our faith is a love that expects nothing less of us than the rebuilding of this struggling world. We hold a love, we hold a love greater than we know between us and among us, born from all that we hold holy. It takes many of us in community to insist that a better future is possible. As the Reverend Dr. Sophia Bentecourt invites us to hold love at the center of our faith, we must equally ask, how do we center love in the climate movement? It starts when we faithfully ground our climate commitments in justice and the reality that climate change has the same roots as the extractive systems of harm and injustice that we fight so hard against. With the same roots and intersecting harms, climate justice is racial justice, is gender justice, is disability justice, mental health justice, immigration justice, LGBTQIA+ justice, earth justice, and more. When we provide safe housing for the trans teen rejected by their parents, living without shelter from climate disasters, when we offer sanctuary for our neighbors forced from their homes by climate disruption, as in our past storm, Miss Helene, when we open our doors as emergency shelters, when we advocate for labor protections for folks working in the extreme heat, when we fiercely defend our ecosystems, our water, our soils, our air, saving them not just for the privileged few, but for all of our communities. When we ground our climate commitments in these challenging realities, love grounds. Love at the center of our climate strategy connects. When we realize that even as the root causes are inextricably linked, so too must be our solutions. When we refuse to overlook climate injustice, when we shift from me and mine to we and ours, when we understand our interdependence, when we know in our bodies that the work is more than just technical solutions for those who can afford solar or electric cars. When we fight for clean energy, clean water, clean air as human rights, as nature rights, As Earth writes, love connects. Love, at the center of our climate resilience, builds. When we overwhelm the challenging realities with community care, as Toni Morrison says, it's not possible to constantly hold on to crisis. You have to have the love. You have to have the magic. That's also life. When we bring our joy to the movement spaces and share snacks, at our meetings as we knit socks and crack jokes, when we bounce babies on our knees, when we strategize, when we laugh and play, when we draw on our faith, our inner strength, our hopes, our dreams, our creativity, our magic, when we creatively and joyfully elevate all of the many, many ways that we can create new worlds together. Love builds. Love, at the center of our climate action, transforms. When we realize we need a new way, when we balance what my community needs with what brings me joy, when we experiment with new ways of being, thinking, relating, and acting together, when we admit that I alone do not have the answer, when we reject those extractive systems of harm, when we reimagine our relationships, our communities, the world we want together, love transforms. Love, at the center of our climate partnership, nourishes. When we overwhelm those challenging realities with collective care, when we recognize and honor the places where our deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet, when we listen, when we faithfully respond, when we embrace imperfection and offer grace, when we listen with curiosity and intention, and when we communicate with humility and care, when we offer joy in the struggle, love nourishes. Love, at the center of our climate movements, reimagines. When we dream about what could be, when we commit to make it so, when we clasp our hands and say, yes, we can do this, even when we may not know how. When we guide our shared work with hope for the future and commitment to collective liberation, when we save what we love, when we joyfully, faithfully, imperfectly, and beautifully recreate our world so that all communities thrive. Love reimagines. When love is at the center of our climate movements, love grounds. Love connects. Love builds. Love transforms. Love nourishes. Love reimagines. Let us reimagine together, friends, a world where all communities thrive. You may be saying, that sounds wonderful, Rodina, but I'm too young, I can't even vote yet. Your voice still counts. But I'm too old. Your voice counts. I've been diagnosed with, am living with, have conehead disease. Your voice counts. Give me or Tom 10 minutes once a month. we can help you take climate action. Give the social justice team a moment during coffee hour. They can assist you in taking justice action. Find Judy. Find Elizabeth during coffee hour today with their clipboards. Take action. Your voice matters. If you have an hour on Friday from 11 to 12, join other UUers from across the state of North Carolina and take action. Write postcards, write emails, write letters to the editor, make phone calls, go to board meetings. Let your voice be heard. Go to rallies. Folks, our representatives at the local, state, and federal level will think everyone agrees with them. They'll be living in their own little bubble if nobody tells them otherwise. Rise up. Let your voices ring. Be loud, be clear, be heard. Thank you.
All right, you heard what she said. Thank you, Rodina. And now, the invitation to the offering. In the words of Kayla Parker, we know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and from hard work. We're so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. Let us dedicate the offering with these words spoken in unison. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our offerings in the best of who we are.
We're doing something a little different now. We're going to do a ritual for action. Rituals facilitate connection and a sense of community, and they help us promote the values we share. This ritual for action is intended to help us embody what we've been talking, thinking, and singing about. Using water as a symbol of renewal, your hands will be blessed for the work of climate justice. If you are ready to take action, please come forward for a blessing. There is one station you can approach when the music begins, adjacent to the Stones Bowl, where Jan will meet you. And for those who would like to receive the blessing at your seats, please raise your hand and I will come to you. The words of the blessings are these. Friend, you are commissioned to act for climate justice. I bless your hands with water. May they do the work that must be done, care for those who need, the touch of kindness, and create flourishing everywhere. Please come forward as you are moved, or raise your hand that I may come to you. And it helps if you hold your hand like this. Let's take this day of hope with joyous singing of our closing hymn. It's number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling oceans, still my tried and heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. I myself and my runner, as I ply the starry sea, falling over the edge in wonder, as questions I give thanks to the waves upholding me, and the great winds urging me on. Breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathers, never on port have I known. Wondrous is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home.
Knowing how quickly the flame of truth may be extinguished, how easily the chalice of fellowship broken, let us be vigilant in faith, keep peace in our hearts, and make care for one another the watchword of our lives together. So our light goes everywhere into the world. Our light goes out everywhere healing and hope are needed. Let us go in peace to love and serve this world and one another. Please remain seated for the postlude.
In think of this as another meditation, if you will. One light, one sun lighting everyone. One world turning, one world turning everyone. One world, one home, one world home for everyone. One dream, one song heard by everyone. One love, one heart warming everyone. One hope, one dream, one love filling everyone. One light, one sun lighting everyone. One light warming everyone. Thank you. Go on and fight for climate justice. Join us downstairs for coffee.